Hello, welcome back, or for those of you who are new, welcome. So in previous video, we did a walkthrough of the Zeus MkII CL. This time we're going to go through the MkII ES instead. See kind of some of the differences. I'm not really going to get into the systems and so forth like that. You can look at a spec sheet for that. But we'll take a look at the MFD. We'll take a look inside. Like here we've got, obviously you can tell looking at this that it is smaller considerably. I think it's like 32 SCU or something like that, if I remember correctly. I don't have the specs right in front of me right now. But you lose the weapon locker in the back here. Actually, you don't lose it, it's just moved. But so here we go again with the living quarters, 3 beds. So again, the impression that this is a 3-man ship. Lockers, which is the ship storage. I still haven't checked it. I need to check and see if those are actually tied together or if they're individual. We got the kitchen area here. So take a look. Got a couple of shelves here that'll open, close. And that is pretty much it for what's available in the kitchen for changes. Nothing, nothing that really works for. All right, here's the regular weapons locker. Again, this is the one without the large weapon. That'll be in the cockpit. Again, in here we've got systems, shield, battery, and I think shield and something else on the other side. Gravity generator, which those are not in there. So the only thing that's in there is the shield. We've got the docking port as well, just like the CL. We've got the armor storage here, just like the CL. So really, it's primarily the back that's different. I mean, here's the weapon rack with the actual space for the large weapon as well, the rifles and the large weapon. Again, more compartments that don't have all their components just yet. Same layout as the CL. So 3 seats, gunner on the left, pilot in the center, co-pilot on the right. We got power management. Guns, shields, so forth, self-status, and targeting screen and scanning screen. And these are actually some of the settings that were originally in the keybinds, that are not keybinds, but in the options for the game. They've actually since moved those to the HUD in here in these MFDs. And supposedly it will actually stay when you set it, but we'll see what happens with that. Their MFDs haven't really been all that static in the past. So rate display pretty much the same. Different, so you can set one up for one up for the other. There is a key combination, I believe, so you can take one of the screens and you can actually put it in the holographic, like up in the windshield part. I think one on either side, if I remember right, or at least one on the left for sure. So you can change that if you don't want the ship status there. All right, let's go take a look at the outside here a little bit before we take off. So we'll go climb around on it because, I mean, what self-respecting spaceman wouldn't run around on top of a ship for a little bit in the hangar? Again, pretty much the same as the CL. You got your branding, got your thrusters, and so forth. You got your omnis there. Got the Panthers underneath on the turret. Your missiles are actually enclosed inside the ship. They actually deploy when you want to use them. But you can actually see them from in the cockpit and the floor. All right. Distracted for a second. All right, let's go take it for a spin. Make sure all the doors are closed before we go. All right, now in my experience so far, the ship has pretty much been powered on. You just have to hit the I for the engines. And that central radar display is actually useful too. You can actually select things in there, like actually target other ships and so forth inside it. You can zoom in and out as well. So I would actually really recommend doing like a full read over on the release when it actually hits live, because there's a lot of changes. Again, just me being me. I don't like trying to go out until the doors are all the way open. I've gotten clipped one too many times and blew up. Again, also, as you can see from my screen, don't forget to remove your gear, bring your gear up. That'll limit you to 100 meters per second. And it's a little different now, so you can see it on the bottom right there. You see VTOL, gear, G-Safe. Map is again a little glitchy. Go figure. I'll take a ride to Seraphim Station and back. And then later on, I'll probably have a video about flying around in the sea. I'll probably take it to one of the moons or whatever and play around a little bit. But so far, so good. We'll see what happens. It does actually really handle pretty well. It's got pretty good spin, pretty good turn radius. So pretty decent speed for a ship that size. So you see in there, it looked like we were doing about 1,040s or so. That was in nav mode with the, should have been with the speed limiter all the way up. Go ahead and jump back here and land. course, it acts goofy now and then. So I'll have to remap again. There we go. Sorry about that. I seem to have a little bit of a cough today. Still getting used to the way they got Orison. Closer, yes. There it is. If all else fails, F4. Third person view will help you see where everything's at. Just a little trick for Orison. Actually, it works pretty much everywhere. Because, of course, when you're in the ship, you're getting the rain on the windows, whatever else. You don't see that as much from third person view. Kind of detracts from the realism and third person view, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Following the usual. Once I get close enough, I switch over to SEM. So far, the Zeus actually handles really well. I'd almost compare it to the C1, maybe even a little better. And it's not as wide, or at least it doesn't seem to be. It basically feels like a giant, looks like a giant lawn dart. I haven't really flown one too much in an atmosphere yet, mostly moons and so forth. So we'll have to do that at some point. Next video will probably be a Zeus CL flying around some of the moons here. There are some keybind changes, so keep that in mind. You'll need to remap your weapons. And so there it is. That's the Zeus ES. Overall, obviously not as much capacity as the CL. And once all the other things come into play, then it'll have its purpose as well, which is pretty much exploration. Exit out the ladder here, just so you can see how that works too. And it's an exit and entry thing. You basically enter and exit just like you do on fighters. I mean, I'm sure if you held it, you could probably just open the ladder. All right. Any questions, concerns, comments? Let me know. Have a good one.